So many women out here are dealing with men, boyfriends, husbands, lovers, situationships that are only interested in power and control. And because women don't operate this way, women are giving these men the benefit of the doubt, trying to understand them, trying to make themselves feel better by telling themselves, oh, he has trauma and he's working through trauma and my love will heal him, my love alone. I have realized now, being with a healthy man and talking to a healthy man about the problems that so many of my girlfriends right now, as we speak, are dealing with so much suffering and pain because they are with dusty ass men that are not worthy of them, that are far below what these women are worth. These women give so much to the relationship. They give everything to the relationship. These men are not worthy. They are not deserving. And what they have done, these men, is disrespect over and over again, gaslight, and make my dear sweet girlfriends believe that they're giving enough and that my girlfriends, in fact, are the high maintenance ones that are asking for too much. And I am so mad about it. And I have been ranting to my man about it because it just seems so unfair to me because women don't operate this way. If somebody gives us the world, we reciprocate tenfold. We give people the world, especially our men, without them even giving to us to deserve it. We give and give and give. But men only have two ways of operating. The first way is they love and adore you. And they do all the things night and day to show you they love and adore you. They are task-oriented. Now, if they're healthy and they're actualized, they are emotionally safe. And they do all the emotionally things to create safety for you emotionally. So really healthy men that are on this spectrum of loving you and doing all the tasks provide safety emotionally, physically, financially, all the ways. There's a spectrum, okay? Men have their work to do, women have their work to do. I get it. But bottom line, bare minimum, this man is safe and he is doing things on a daily basis to make you feel safe and to make you feel loved. On the other end of the spectrum is the narcissistic man who only cares about power and control. Everything he does looks like love. It is dressed up like love, but it is really about him feeling like he has power and control over you. And this is so hard for women to understand because this is not how we operate. We are nurturers. We are lovers. We do not manipulate people to have power and control to feel safe in the world. We want love in the world. And we will go to great lengths, oftentimes betraying ourselves to get that love. But we operate from a place of love. Men that are on this end of the spectrum, they are narcissists and they only operate by power and control. They do not love you. They will say they do. You will think that they do because you are projecting your female, feminine love onto them and trying to understand their behavior through the lens of love. You have to stop doing that because men on this end of the spectrum only operate. They feel safe in the world. They are motivated by power and control, not love. It's disguised as love. There is a spectrum. There are many women out there, so many of my girlfriends that I mentioned earlier in this video, that their men are here on the spectrum. They're on the narcissistic side. They may not be full-blown covert narcissists or grandiose narcissists, but they are narcissistic, meaning they're playing mind games or playing power games. They're escalating poor behavior. They're pushing the envelope to see what their woman will tolerate. They're gaslighting, they're blame shifting, they're doing all the things to make her feel like she's the problem so that they don't have to rise and do their work. Because they are interested in power and control. It's not because they're scared of love, and it's not because they're running away from you because they have all their unhealed trauma. That's a woman's way of thinking, and that we give them too much space and we give them too much time and grace because we're operating and seeing their behavior from that lens. But what I've learned is that they are not seeing it that way. They're seeing it through a lens of power and control. And the sooner you can understand that and realize it's not love, that men operate from this place of power and control. And I would say 75% of the men out there on these streets are on this side of the spectrum, the narcissistic side. Okay, here's the good one. Here's the middle ground. Here's the narcissistic side. Most men are here. And I'm not going to pontificate in this video as to why that is. Patriarchy, whatever, they've been taught to not deal with their emotions. It doesn't matter. We're giving them so much grace and space because of all these excuses. The question you need to ask yourself is, do you want to be with a man who doesn't love you, but is motivated by power and control? Because if he's doing any of the behaviors I mentioned earlier, gaslighting, blame shifting, pushing the envelope, getting mad at you for no reason, not being able to hold your emotions, doing shady things and then gaslighting you, he's here. Do you want to be with a man who's motivated by power and control, or do you want to be with a man that's motivated by love? You have to make the decision, because these men will not change. You cannot love them enough into changing them. That's not going to happen. It's such an inside job. They have to take the call. It's not motivated by a woman. Almost every single time a man that moves from here to the healthy side, a really good woman has left his ass and never looked back. That was what motivated him, because men, again, are not like women. Women learn quickly. We adapt quickly, especially if we know we're going to lose something we love. Men have to lose the thing to make the change. So you leaving him this Christmas is going to be the thing that changes him, not you waiting around and loving him enough to make him change. You leaving his ass and never looking back. And that's a hard pill to swallow. But we as women have to get out of this range and leave these men alone. Leave them alone to lose everything. And some of them will die alone in a nursing home and never recognize it. Leave them alone and let them do the work, okay? And then move your fine ass self over here to this side and wait for the high quality, high value man that is going to do all the things, that is going to love you, that is going to provide safety and all the things. They're not unicorns. They are out there. But you know what you're not going to do? Staying in this level of narcissism will never get you over here, and it will never open up the space in your life and in your heart to bring in a man that's over on this side. The longer you stay here, the more you preclude all the men over there. The very first step is saying no to these men, leaving them, and saying, I will be alone in this middle ground until I can move and find a transition into this area where I'm attracting these men. And sometimes that takes some work. Sometimes that takes some shadow work. It takes some reckoning with yourself and being honest with yourself and realizing why you think you deserve this, why you think you deserve being with a man who's motivated by power and control, not by love. You've got to do that requisite work sometimes to recognize and be okay with the men over here. Recognize that that feels safe and want that, because many times we want this because this replicates some relationship in our past that we need to fix, that we need to heal, that we need to see. But that's all an inside job, baby. It doesn't happen with him. And in fact, it's leaving him that is the first step to doing that and getting that.